Our next presenter is Ulrika Albers, the CEO of MedicaNatumin, who will present her company today. So without further ado, Ulrika, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and it's great to be on a distance here in Habo, where we have our production facility today. So if you change to slide 2, Richard, would be great. I will guide you through a little bit about the background of MedicaNatumin, do a short introduction of what we actually do as a company. I'll also go into our strategy and a little bit more around our key areas and products. Of course, I'll give you some news in terms of launches and also some figures. And I'll wrap up looking ahead in the future. So, slide 3. So, who's MedicaNatumin? We are a company that develops and manufacture supplements, food supplements, medical devices, dermatological and cosmetic products, all based on a solid knowledge and research. We also have distribution rights for organic food and skincare products for the Norwegian market. And we are listed on the Nordic Growth Market list in Stockholm. So that was a very, very short introduction. And going to the next slide. We're a local company. We're based in Sweden and have our base in Sweden and Norway in those two markets. But we also have a global presence. We work on a global market. And in Habo, we have our own product development team. We have our production plant where we do both food supplements and produce cosmetic products and dermatological and medical devices. We have our supply chain in Habo also and export. We work a lot with business to business, basically with partners around the world. In Jönköping and in Stockholm, we also have personnel. We have the Swedish sales and marketing company that work with this market in terms of getting products out to through different channels and through consumers. In Tönsberg, we have our latest acquisition, Vitalkost, and they also have their own organization with about 20 people focusing on sales and marketing, but also on warehouse and logistics. Today, we're around 70 people in the company, so we're growing year on year in that respect. So going to slide 5. At the end of 2017, we set a strategy for MedicaNatumin. For those of you that are not that well and doesn't know the company that well, Medica Clinical Nord, an established company within the health food industry, acquired Natumin Pharma in 2016. So the focus of the strategy was set for the coming 3 years was really to get those two companies together and work with the synergies and build a stable platform for future growth. So that was all the strategy was about. And the strength of our strategy today is that we have all essential functions within the company and organization. So we set a vision, which was your quality of life and well-being our priority, a business idea, and we also set quite a challenging goal to reach 200 million in turnover by the end of 2020. So now we are at the end of now we are in the last year of our strategy, and of course we're going to work on continuing and extending that for a few more years. So to be able to achieve both the vision, business idea and our financial goals, we needed some strong strategic pillars that we could work within. And one of those is, of course, the front-end growth, where we have our sales and marketing, where we have our export business. We needed to have an efficient back-end as well, where our product development, our patents, our production and logistics and quality would help us to achieve those goals. And also, we could do this with acquisitions of both product licenses, companies, and with the right competences in terms of our co-workers and employees in the company. So that was the basis of our 3-year plan. So if you can change to our slide 6, our vision. So our vision for us, we are in the health and well-being industry, and our vision is really guiding us to in all steps, both in product development, and it should guide us in the whole process. And your quality of life and well-being, our priority, that is the driving force in the organization, from idea to the experience of our products. Which change slide? So setting our business idea was a way of us to guiding what our core business should be, and our innovative and sustainable products for health and beauty in every home really sets the scope of what we're going to work with and what business that we are in. And the foundation of the business is to offer innovative products and brands built on a sustainable and scientific background and base. And the starting point should be in the Nordic, especially in Sweden and Norway, with and then from there develop an international business via partners and cooperation with the distributors. And the goal to contribute to positive health trend and offer people improved quality of life. That should also be the main focus of all our products and the offering that we are making to the market. So let's go into some of our product areas a bit more. So slide 8. This is really a summary of what our offering consists of, and it is well-documented solutions in men's and women's health in the category of dietary or food supplements, medical devices, dermatological and cosmeceutical products. And also for the Norwegian market, we do focus on distributing organic food. So that's a big part of our Norwegian business, and especially then to the grocery trade. Slide 9. So we do produce in Habo medical devices, both class 1 and class 2. And medical devices are quite close to pharmaceutical products, but it's the mechanism of action that sets those products apart from that group. And it's a very regulated product area to be in. And here we are ISO certified, work we did in 2018. We have a notified body that do audits, and the products we have in our medical device range have strong patents behind them and are very well documented. And we do manufacture these products in our plant in Habo, so they're made locally. An example of how we actually prove that our products work can we see on slide 10. To be able to live up to these strong and tough regulations that are put in place for medical device products, we also need to have good clinical documentation. During 2019, we conducted a study on one of our products. It's a foot cream, multi-use foot cream for athlete's foot or foot fungus, cracked heels, and other dryness and other foot problems. And this study really showed that we have an effective product. The study was conducted in 3 centers in Sweden and with 46 patients. And the aim with the study was to show a clinical reduction of symptoms by 33%. And this we really overachieved. And we saw a significant decrease with 53.7%. And the treatment also had effect on other existing problems, as I mentioned before, dry feet, cracked heels, and so forth. And those were improved by over 50%. The patients also liked the product very much, and almost 70% would recommend this product. So a very good, strong conclusion that our foot cream has an effect and is safe as a combination treatment. So we have partners that distribute this product around both in Scandinavia and in Europe, and it's Orkla that distribute this product under the name Salvequick Foot Rescue. It's launched in Sweden and also launching this half year in several European countries, and we have a rollout plan reaching for 1 to 2 years further. This product we also have in the Middle East. Very, very exciting results, and also good that we have such a good documentation on the product medical devices that we have. So going into our next product area, which is the Cosmeceuticals, and if you can change to slide 11. So we have some strong global brands that are cosmetic skincare products. And here we also have an ISO certification, so it means that we have a very high standard and level of our production. It's Aktier and Dermyn that we work with, and all manufactured in Habo. And what really sets these studies aside, or these products aside from competition, is the strong documented evidence. Aktier, for an example, was the first cosmetic product. It's an anti-aging product that actually had results of its effectiveness published in the British Journal of Dermatology. Dermyn is a facelift product, a firming product, which also has double-blind, split-face studies conducted showing its effect. So important for us. So change slide. Dietary supplements or food supplements is also a very regulated area, and here we work with a number of products that we have both in Sweden and on export. Many of them produced also in Habo, and you can see some of our brands here. Now in Corona times, we have great demand of Ester C and Kyolic as an example, and we do have Ligiplex also, which is a strong brand in the market here in Sweden. Our distribution channels on the next slide there, Richard. We do sell our products in several channels. Pharmacies, department stores such as Åhléns, and that's especially then our cosmetic products. Health food stores such as Life, Hälsokraft, and now more than ever online, and both online on Apotea as an example, and all Lyko, all the pharmacies have their own online stores as well. So we see a movement towards that kind of business, especially in the last a few months. But then again, the health food stores are a really important channel for us, with a lot of expertise and that can guide our end consumers in making the right choices. We do also have our products business to business and private label globally. So we have several parts of our business and several platforms that we can work from. We do work with certain of our distributors. We do everything from product development to production of those products. Different channels and different ways of distribution depending on market and product and the customer that we work with. Okay, so let's look a little bit about the numbers. You can probably just skip slide 14 and move to where we see our development over time. Yeah, are you with me, Richard? Yeah, good. On the slide, on the graph to the left, you can see the development of our turnover over the last few years, and it's a steady growth, with 2018 as an exceptional year for us, and mainly due to ABGSC entering the Chinese market, and we saw a big boost during 2018. Unfortunately, in 2019, we don't see the same development, and that's basically due to the export side. And that's something that we also have focused a lot on in 2019 to build up that again, and making some corrective actions, and also expanding our focus on export market, and especially in China. So we have a good platform for future growth. 2019 was also a year where we focused a lot on growing by acquisitions, and which resulted in a positive acquisition of Vitalcost at the end of 2019, and we took over the company 2nd of January. So I'm coming back to Vitalcost a little bit later. You can see we have had strong growth margins, EBITDA okay also for 2019, but as I said, 2018 was an exceptional year for us. So let's move to Q1 figures on the next slide. Here we start, of course, out with a fantastic growth of 80% for the quarter. We almost double our turnover compared with the period the year before, and that's mainly due to the acquisition of Vitalcost. We still see some stable business the first quarter in the other areas or other companies in line with last year. Looking at turnover of the market, where you see our pie chart, and I'll try to guide you through a bit here. Not unexpected, the Norwegian business is really now 50% of our turnover, and that's then the Vitalcost acquisition that stands for a majority of that. We have a larger part of our business going into Europe. Sweden then is, of course, declining a little bit, and we have great potential for our export market. We have nothing to China in Q1, depending on COVID close down, which is quite natural. The turnover per market is going to differ quite a bit over the quarters, depending on when the big export orders actually come in. Our export works in a way that we have few deliveries each year. So it depends on which side of the quarter those delivery points are. So that will differ, but we see potential in both the Swedish and Norwegian market, but also in the other markets, and something that we are focusing on. So talking about Norway, we can move to the next slide, which is focusing a bit more on Vitalcost. And we acquired this really well-established company around 2019-2020, and it's a very fine company with some great brands and a very, very good setup. So they focus on selling natural healthcare products and organic foods, and both on its own brand, but also distributing other brands. And here we're adding another segment to our business. We haven't been into organic food or as much to a grocery trade before, but here Vitalcost is really getting their feet into that area in a very, very good way. So it's a good segment for us to be in, especially in Norway. So slide 19. Vital Cost is a perfect fit for us, for MedicaNatumin. So it brings us to a leading position in the Norwegian market. And the turnover last year was 73 million. We see a good contribution already in Q1 with 27.4 million and over 3 million contributing to the EBITDA. And here we see a good growth in all the segments. And now we're focusing on the synergies of what this acquisition will give to the full MedicaNatumin organization. So moving on quite quickly into slide 21. One way of growing is, of course, by launches. And I'll show you here some product launches we have recently done. A neck and décolletage cream in the Yabushi assortment, where we have Jessica Almenäs, that is our influencer. Dermyn, we're launching 3 new products into both the Swedish market and Chinese market. So again, with new marketing concepts around both these products. Page 22. Fast Track was a success 2019 in Vital Cost in Norway, and here you can actually see an example of the synergies that we are aiming to gain with this acquisition. So we're also launching this product in Sweden right now, and it's a weight loss product. It's a dietary supplement that consists of slender core to help reduce weight. So when your jeans have shrinked, it's a perfect product for that. So the last slide 23, is really for us looking ahead. We have a stable plan, both for our export and other areas. We believe that we have a strong position in the Nordics and we can continue to grow there. We can continue to grow in the organic foods into the grocery trade as well. Launching new products is important, and we have some good pipeline coming up. And our focus is to make sure that we gain as many synergies as possible for Vital Cost into this group. And the acquisitions is, of course, something we're going to continue with, both for interesting products and companies. So we have a strong organization to actually bring this forward. We're on a good way to reaching our financial target of 200 million in 2020. So I'll end there, Richard.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ulrika. So we'll do a very brief Q&A session now. So looking at the Chinese market is obviously a very interesting market opportunity for MedicaNatumin. Could you talk a bit more about your efforts there and the current commercial status as the country has been reopening from COVID-19 recently?
Yes, we saw the shutdown early Q1 or the full Q1, and there was also a focus of the sales. We are mainly on the Alibaba platforms there, so the cosmetic products were not that type of products that the Chinese consumer wanted right then. Now we see it's picking up. We see that we can deliver into China again, and we are expanding in terms of food supplements now under MedicaNatumin on Tmall, and that's the Tmall Global. We do have a good platform for Dermyn. Our distributor there had actually a 4-minute TV slot on national Chinese TV a few weeks ago. So, and also with that, continuing work to establishing Yabushi even more. So we have spreading our business on more products and areas just than Yabushi, which has been in the past. So a big focus forward for us, continuing.
Excellent. And just as a final question, so there's another region that might be a bit overlooked by the market is actually the Middle Eastern market. Could you talk a bit about the market dynamics there and your commercial efforts and what we might expect for 2020 and beyond in those markets?
We do have a distributor that are starting to build up the business in the Middle East. And we see it as a potential that we could do really well. Of course, we're going in there with our medical device products and cosmetic products. So they are really looking for products with proven effects, that are Swedish, that are produced in Sweden with good data behind. So we have just delivered our first deliveries to the Jordanian market, but it is very, very long term. It takes a long time to establish in the Middle East, and the regulatory aspects are quite prolonged. So long term, I think it will be very good for us.
Excellent. Thank you very much for participating today, Ulrika. In the interest of time, we will move on with our busy schedule. Wish you the best of luck going forward.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.